Greetings everyone, MacRover180 here. Today I wanted to go over a photography app in the Android market called Magic Hour Cam. It's currently $1.99 in the Android market, and there's also a free version, though you are limited as to what you can do with the free version. So that being said, I'm going to be covering the paid version so you get a feel for what's included in this app. With Magic Hour Camera, you can download unlimited filters for free. It comes with 40 filters already, and all of the filters included, and all of the filters that you download in the filter market that comes with the application, they are all tweakable, which I'll show you in a bit. You can use curves, saturation, brightness, contrast. There are 8 types of vignettes. There are 23 kinds of textures and 12 different frame selections. You can retouch the curves, brightness, contrast, vignette, the textures. As I've said, everything's tweakable. So because this is pretty packed, I'm just going to jump right into it right now and show you the overview before doing a live demo. So when you open it up, greeted with this image here. So if it will focus up here, you can take the photo using the in-app camera, or you can grab a photo that you've taken with the phone camera or with the hardware camera, and you can just use the photo from there. Manage filters. You can manage the filters that have the preset feet of filters, or you can manage the filters that you have created, which I'll get into, or the filters that you have downloaded from the filter market, which is right here. So before I go into everything else, let's look at the settings. Did I press it? There we go. And you can customize your settings this way. You can start by taking a photo, meaning whenever you open the app, instead of giving you that view that we've just taken a gander at, you can just start right away into the camera mode and then start taking a picture. You can choose to always see the guides. You can save the original photo that the in-app camera takes. You can also save your location. This would be the max output. Unfortunately, it doesn't save or output at your camera's max resolution in the way that the iOS version does, but it doesn't matter because of what you can do with the app. And here would be the different services that you wish to share to. Currently I have it set to Flickr, but I'll show you everything in the live demo. And about, of course, tells you, if I can properly select about, what's the matter? There we go. Just gives you the information about the developer and where you can send feedback, and the website for the application. So that's essentially that. So with that said, let's get into a live demo. Okay, so I'm going to start off with taking a photo, so we'll start there. And this is what you're greeted with. Simple view. This would be your flash settings, and you can choose to have it on auto, no flash at all, flat always on, and back to auto. This activates to touch to focus and snap the photo, instead of using the in-camera button here, you can choose to tap on the screen to take the picture instead. And as you can see, you see the grids here. You can turn the grid lines on or off here. Okay, so let's take a photo. I'm going to take a photo off camera here. It might turn on the flash, but we'll see. Okay, and when you finish taking, it says saving. Then from there, you have a choice of choosing a filter. Now you can choose to have the filters laid out this way, or you can have them in the list view. I prefer to have them this way. So favorites, by default, all of the 40 filters are added into the favorites tab, but you know, they're all here. So even if you see the preset tab, it's essentially the same. All of the presets are there. So, well, I don't want to see that yet. So if you can see, hopefully it's focusing, you have your favorites, where if you wanted to add any of your filters that you've created as a favorite, or the downloaded filters as a favorite, you can also find them here. Or you can also remove them from favorites. Remove the presets from favorites. You have the preset tab, which I've just explained. My filters tab, which shows you all of the filters that you have created. And the download tab shows you all of the filters that you have downloaded from the filter market. So, okay, so let's go back. Just going to go and pick one. Pick one with a frame. Right, so I'm going to select postcard. And let's say, for example, you didn't want to save the frame, or you wanted to tweak this, either the image or the filter. So in order to do that, you hit recreate. Or actually, before I hit recreate, if you are satisfied, just as a way of saving the picture, you hit save. Takes a bit. And it's saved to your photo gallery, but it doesn't take you out, so you can still keep on tinkering with the filter. Oh, pardon, I kicked my tripod. Okay, so let's say we didn't want the frame, or we wanted to change around the tone of the picture. So here you would see, hopefully it's focusing, curves. You can adjust the curves. You can adjust the saturation, the brightness, or the contrast of the picture. You can add a vignette. Okay. You can add texture to the picture, or you can save that as a filter, or you can choose to have a frame or not. So let's say we like the filter color or the filter tone, but we really don't want a frame. So we could select that here. See? So you can continue if you feel like, well, I think this filter is better served with this frame. You can choose whatever you want. You can change it around. And when you're done selecting, you hit done. Or when you're done tinkering, rather, you hit done. And if you like the picture, if you only want to save the picture, you can hit save with our new frame. But if we say, you know what, I really want to recreate this on another photo in the near future, you can choose Save Filter, and from there you give it a filter name. So I'll just put YouTube test, description, test drive, testing. Well, I'll just put testing, and then add your signature. And if you want, you can choose it to share on the filter market with others, or you can just keep it to yourself. Because this might be bordering on rubbish, I'm going to save it on without sharing it. So if you want to share your picture to any of the services that you have set up, you can do so. You can choose to email your photo, or you can send it to Facebook. You can set it as wallpaper, you know, send it to Twitter, send it to your Tumblr. So because I have Flickr set up, I'm going to, hopefully I selected it, set Flickr. Okay, just write YouTube test. Okay, and you can add your description if you'd like. You can add your tags. You can choose to upload it to your photo stream or any of the sets that you have set up. And here you can set your privacy settings, whether you want it private or, you know, set it to family and friends, or just family or friends, you know, the usual Flickr settings. And you can choose to allow search if you'd like, and when you're done you hit post. It takes a bit. Upload failed. Yeah, well, it doesn't usually fail, but I've been having issues with my connection, with my data connection. Not sure why. So we'll cancel out, but you get the idea. So it works the same way with any of the others. And if you wanted to see the original, what the original looked like, you just press original, and then that way you can see what the differences are really quickly without having to hit back. So that's essentially it. You can do this with any of the filters, and if you wanted, you can turn it black and white, you know, and then work the curves from there. So you get the idea. So let's quickly take a look at the filter market. Actually, I mean, it works the same way whether you take the photo from your album or you take the photo, you actually snap the photo. It's essentially the same way. So let's quickly go into the filter market. And here it's split into the featured filters, the popular filters, or the new filters. And users add filters daily, so there's never really a shortage of filters. And as I've said, any filter that is within the app is tweakable. Yeah, sorry everyone. My camera decided to shut off for some reason. So yes, as I was saying, users add filters daily, so there's never really a shortage of filters, and since everything is tweakable, you can make you can come up with so many different combinations. So let's say, what do we want to play around with? Alright, let's go with let's go with Campbell's. I'm in the popular tab. And when you finish downloading it, it doesn't take you out so that you can continue to keep downloading it. But when you download a filter, it says installed, as you see here. So you're never really, you know, can't speak today. You're never caught downloading the same filter over and over, because it tells you that you've installed it already, no need to do so. So anything that you've installed, you can find in the manage filter section, or you can find them here in the manage filter section, which we've downloaded Campbell's, which you see is right here. Or you can find it whether you're taking the photo, as we've demonstrated as well, or if you grab a photo from your photo album. Since we didn't show that, let's do that now. Quickly grab a photo. Okay. Show you what that looks like. So you have to move and scale. So I'll do that here. Done. Click on done. Come on, darn it. Okay, there we go. And so here's where you can find your downloaded filters. There's Campbell, but it currently looks awful on this picture. So I'll go with another filter that I've downloaded called Beach Pola. So there you have it. And then, as I've said, everything's tweakable, so you can recreate, you know, playing around with the curves if we want to, you know, if you want to do it this way. Right, so we get the idea. But also, you don't have to use, if you don't feel like using the filters, the preset filters or the filters that you've downloaded as a base, you can just make your own filter starting from scratch by pressing make your own filter. So you can start off from scratch using your the default image that we've moved and scaled, so you're not dependent on, you know, you don't always have to use it as a base. So tinker around with it. Right, so you get the idea. Not too green. A little bit more red. Yeah, so you can tinker. I mean, the same view, but this time you're starting off from scratch. So we can adjust the saturation. If you didn't remember, this is saturation, brightness, contrast. So moving in this way, you are desaturating the image. Move it this way, you're saturating the image. I mean, you know. So increase the brightness, decrease the brightness, increase the contrast, add the vignette if you'd like, or don't add it. You know, starting off from scratch. Adding the texture if you need to. adding little, you know, just continuing to play with it. Adding the frame, you know, anything you want to play with. Now, if you were looking for rounded edges, a rounded edge frame, it's currently not in the app. I don't want to say yet because obviously I'm not the developer and I don't have close contacts with the developer. So currently, if you were looking for rounded edges or a frame that creates rounded edges, not quite here yet. I just said I wasn't going to say yet and I added it in there. Sorry everyone. My brain's not functioning. So, oh, this here allows you to go back to the original image here. This one, no further action is possible. Right, so this one brings you all the way back to the beginning, and this one is one step back, like redo one step back. I didn't explain it previously. So yeah, as I said, everything is tweakable, so it's really fun to come up with several different types of filters. I mean, because sometimes I often don't feel like adding frames. Most of the filters I've just tweaked around to not include the frames. Sometimes frames are fun, but sometimes I don't feel like including them. So, and you can create so many different combinations, even using the built-in filters that come with your camera if it's supported. It's just a way to have fun. So that's all, everyone. So thank you for almost forgot, it does support move to SD, so don't be scared by the size. It's currently 12 megabytes, but it does support move to SD or app to SD. So anyone hoarding space, you'll be glad to know that you'll have plenty of space to run the app. Fingers crossed. Alright, so take care everyone.